For weeks, Breitbart.com openly campaigned for Republican Senate candidate Roy Moore. It also touted the king-making powers of its chairman, Stephen K. Bannon, President Trump's former chief strategist. On Tuesday, Moore, Bannon, and Breitbart all went down to defeat. The election of Democrat Doug Jones was a stunning rejection of Bannon and the right-wing news and commentary website that pushed Moore's candidacy despite questions about his moral character. He is accused of sexual misconduct with teenage girls while in his 30s, let alone his ability to win an election long assumed to be a slam dunk for any conventional Republican candidate. The Alabama results suggest that a reckoning is due for both Bannon and Breitbart, whose influence and audience grew exponentially during Trump's presidential campaign. Since then, as support for Trump has declined, so has Breitbart's traffic, settling back to the 15 million people a month it drew before a spike around the election last year. "It's obvious that they are not gaining ground," said Frank Durham, a journalism professor who studies conservative media at the University of Iowa. While drawing broader lessons from a single state race such as Alabama is problematic, he said, Bannon's showboating wasn't persuasive to people who aren't already in his camp. Bannon and Breitbart worked in tandem to promote Moore, a former state Supreme Court judge who was twice removed from office for disobeying federal court orders. When the Washington Post published credible allegations of child sexual abuse against Moore, for example, Breitbart tried to nitpick the paper's reporting and discredit Moore's accusers. Woman says Roy Moore initiated sexual encounter when she was 14, he was 32. At Bannon's direction, Breitbart sent 2 reporters to Alabama in search of cover for Moore. One of them, Erin Klein, reported that the mother of one of the accusers said her daughter didn't have a phone installed in her bedroom when Moore, then in his 30s, called the 14-year-old girl to arrange an encounter. This sleuthing suggested a fatal flaw in the woman's memory of where Moore had contacted her. Except it overlooked a key detail: the woman and her mother both said their home phone was equipped with an extension cord that made it possible to receive a call in the bedroom. Breitbart frequently made Bannon the subject of laudatory news accounts during the race. The website portrayed him as the leader of the Republican Party's insurgent wing. Bannon gathers donors as he launches war on GOP establishment, read one headline in mid-October. Another, from mid-November, revealed the 6 books that Steve Bannon says influenced his worldview. But Bannon's war effort seemed to stall on Tuesday. Steve Bannon lost an unlosable race, said Ben Shapiro, a former Breitbart editor and frequent Bannon critic. He thought Moore was the best pick of his life. His ego is so wild and his incompetence so large that he brought about the Kama Sutra of political debauchery. Every wrong move in the book was on full display here. Bannon stuck with Moore even when a more prudent strategist would have assessed the candidate as fatally wounded and urged a replacement, such as Jeff Sessions, who gave up the seat in January to become Trump's attorney general, Shapiro said.